Hey y'all, DB here, back at you with part 4, the final part of our Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering meets 40k Commander decks. This time I'm coming at you with the only monocolored deck. It's the all-black Necron Dynasties, y'all. And this one is, I believe, is currently the most expensive one because there's some nutty cards in here. But let's get to cracking, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's destroy this box and get to cracking. Get to cracking. Yeah, there we go. There we go. How is everybody today? I hope everybody is good and grand. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Happy knife to me. Let's see what we got. So, yeah, this one I think is currently going for over $100 or about $100. I don't know. There's rumors they're gonna reprint these things. There's all kinds of stuff going on with them. But you know what? I bought all mine, like I said, from the beginning. So I got a good deal on them, about $200 some. I think it was $230 when all was said and done. You know, this is Sarzek the Silent King, and I'm probably butchering that name, but he is one of the two commanders. He's pretty cool looking, dude. Flying 3/4 whenever he attacks, mill 3 cards. You may put an artifact, creature card, or vehicle card from among the cards milled into your hand. Pretty cool. Don't know too much about him, the Silent King. When DB was heavy into the 40k, my brother played Necrons a lot. And that was the time of the Satan with the Deceiver and the Nightbringer and stuff. And I don't think there was any named characters that were actually like Necron robot dudes back then. I know they got a few now, though. So, I mean, whatever, that's cool. But, like, I remember when Necrons first came out, y'all, and I got some of them, and all they were like 2 metal poses and a scarab that was like chunk of lead. So, yeah. This dude, Imhotep the Stormlord. He is the other commander foil. Not so cool. Whenever one or more artifact cards leave your graveyard, create 2 black Necron Warrior tokens. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target artifact creature you control gets +2/+2 in menace. I mean, he's pretty cool. He's more of my speed, you know. I like that. But his art is not as cool as the other dude. So, those are your 2 foil commanders. Flayed ones. These dudes are awesome. It's like Necrons that wear the skin of people. And they have, like, crazy Wolverine fingernails. 4/1 lifelink. When he enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Artifact creature, Necron. It's pretty crazy that they're all going to be artifact creatures. Hexmark Destroyer. Multi-threat eliminator. He can't be blocked except by 6 or more creatures. Okay, that's friggin' insane. And he has Unearthed. He is a 6/6 for 6 mana. Kind of crazy. Art is kind of goofy. It's like a Necron spider with just lasers all over him. No thanks. Plasmancer. Flying. When he enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic swamp card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Doesn't really do it for me. Psychomancer. I'm picking up a Mancer theme. I like that artwork with the crazy face there. Whenever Psychomancer or another non-token artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield or is put into exile, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Sawtek Immortal. I'm going to mispronounce like all these crazy Necron words. He enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each creature that died this turn. Flash 2/2. He's pretty cool. These dudes just used to be called Immortals. So I don't know why they, I don't know. Scorpek Destroyer. I got giant swords for arms. Death Touch. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, he gains first strike until the end of turn. I mean, kind of cool. He's basically always going to have first strike, right? Because I'm thinking everything in this deck is like an artifact. 2/1 flying Necron. When Praetorian enters the battlefield from graveyard, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Unearth. Okay, he's pretty cool. The Triac Praetorian. Art on that one's pretty dope. Who did that? My man Lucas. Lucas, very nice. I like flying Necron guy. I don't know. He's got a tail there. Or is it just a long spine? The Night Scythe. This thing looks like a Star Wars ship, dude. I don't know. Even though I know the Necron ships have existed for many years. Flying invasion beams. When enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black Necron warrior artifact creature token, which can basically crew it. So that's pretty cool. Not bad. The artwork's pretty cool on it. It's swooping down. At first, I thought it was like crashed into a mountain, but then why would... Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So, Defile. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of the turn for each swamp you have. Flayed ones are getting you in the face. The Dread Return. This artwork's kind of dope, yo. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Flashback. Sacrifice 3 creatures. 4 mana. It's kind of expensive, but pretty cool, especially if you're going to cast it on one of your, like, giant Necrons that I imagine are in here. Cranial Plating. We know what this one does. Art, not too cool. Well, I take that back. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's like some weird Necron helmet. Hedron Archive. We know what this does. Art on that one's pretty cool. Covetous Necron. He looks a little covetous, right? Mask of Memory. We know what that does. That's a good one, too. The art on that is dope. Soul Ring. This is the weakest art of the 4 new Soul Rings, even though it's like the top of a monolith, I'd imagine. The spinning thing. Still cool that it got its own art, though. Baron Moore. We see that guy again. Myriad Landscape. It's like a volcano jizzing colors, dude. Pretty cool. I don't know. Reliquary Tower. This art is dope, dude. I like this. But it, like, is it upside down? Or is it not? Are the Necron worlds upside down? Like, what's going on there? I don't understand. I feel like it's upside down, right? Maybe it's coming out of the ceiling. Do the Necrons live in the Underdark? I don't know. I don't know. Darkness. Great reprint here, y'all. The artwork on this one's not too great. But it's a black fog, you know, or Holy Day. I have an original of this, an OG, so... The OG one's dope. It's kind of, it's got like art that kind of reminds me of aliens with like mouths coming out of mouths. Go for the throat. Get that Ultramarine. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Yeah. Arcane Signet. You know what that does. It's dope art. It's like a Necron chest plate. He's got a funky thing on his sternum, y'all. Commander Sphere. Love that. Looks like a resurrection orb or something. But I know that's not what it is. Because I think that card's actually in here. Mind Stone. Yes. During biotransference, the Necron tier lost all individuality. What little remained was imprisoned within a living metal form. It's dope. Thought Vessel. It's pretty cool. It's like a D12, y'all. He's rolling a D12 with a Necron in it. Before the Great Sleep, the Necrons knew every corner of the galaxy, as only the ultimate conquerors could. The Great Sleep, y'all. I ain't had a great sleep in ages. Unstable Obelisk. That art's dope. Sacrifice the Obelisk, destroy a permanent. He's taking a hit. Wayfair Ball. It's just whenever I see this, I think of that stupid Wayfair song. Wayfair's got just what I need. It's pretty cool art, though. It's the same dude from before with the crazy helmet, but now he's got, like, Necron symbols flying out of it. This is Anrakir the Traveler awoke from his slumber with a singular goal to rebuild a united Necron galaxy. Desert of the Glorified. Oh, shit. Looks like Tatooine, y'all. Although there's only 2 moons. I'll cover that one up. Polluted Mire. Seen that. The Vault of Whispers. Artifact Land Swamp. That's pretty dope, dude. Inside. the Necron vibe. Reminds me of Dune, where they like go underground and there's like the huge reservoirs of water. But there's also that scene in the original one where there's like giant caverns full of like Fremen dudes that are all like, Muad'Dib, Anurrak the Traveler, Lord of the Firian Legions. Whenever the Traveler attacks, you may cast an artifact spell from your hand or graveyard by paying life equal to its mana cost rather than paying mana. 4/4 for 5. He's pretty good, dude. Biotransference. Creatures you control are artifacts in addition to their other types. Same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you lose 1 life, but create a Necron Warrior token. Pretty cool. Chronomancer. He is a Necron Wizard. Flying 1/1. 1 tap. Sacrifice another artifact to draw a card. Unearth 2. He's going to help you get what you need in your deck right there. Controller of the time. He's a time wizard. Time wizard robot. Cryptek. Another Necron wizard. Choose another target artifact creature you control. When that creature dies this turn, return it to the battlefield tapped under your control. You can do some hijinks with that. Illumina Caesaris? I don't know. I have no idea how you pronounce that. He's like a Necron Spider-Man. Secrets of the Soul. Sacrifice another creature, add an amount of black mana equal to the sacrificed creature's mana. Heavy Destroyer. I mean, this stuff is kind of funny. This was like they made Necron Destroyers, and then they're like, oh, we need Heavy Destroyers. Just put more barrels on their Gauss rifle, and put another engine on them. 3/2 flying. When he enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. You can unearth him from 8. I don't know. He seems kind of heavy, dude. I guess situational, he's pretty good, but seems a little fierce. The Lich God. The Lich Guard. Guardian Protocols. Sacrifice Lich Guard. Return all legendary creature cards from your graveyard to the hand. That's pretty nutty. I feel like that could be super good, y'all. But what do I know? Necron Deathmark. These dudes are like Necron snipers. They're kind of cool. I only think they're cool because they have 1 eye. I'm not going to lie. I'm big into Cyclopses. Flash 5/3. When he enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target creature and target player mills 3 cards. I mean, that's pretty dope. 5 mana. I dig it. Necron Overlord. See, these are the old Necrons that I knew when they just had a Necron commander. Relentless March. Tap X untapped artifacts you control. Target opponent loses X life. Oh, man. That's pretty nutty in a whole artifact deck. You can just straight up kill somebody. Out of the Tombs. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 Eon counters on Out of the Tombs, then mill cards equal to the number of counters on it. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, instead return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If you can't, you lose the game. Nutty. Very wordy and very nutty. Very wordy and very nutty. All right, let's see what we got here. The Royal Warden. See, he's like got the double Gauss. He's like the original, dude. He's a 3/2 Phalanx Commander. When Royal Warden enters the battlefield, create 2 tap Necron artifact creature tokens, and he is unearthed. The Shard of the Nightbringer. Satan. 8/8 for 8 mana. Flying, drain life. When Nightbringer enters the battlefield, if you cast it, target opponent loses half their life rounded up. You gain life equal to the life lost that way. Okay, this dude's going to be pretty insane. Pretty insane. They're like one of the only Uriel Ventress novels that I actually like, the Ultramarine ones, is when they fight the Nightbringer, Satan, and the one Ultramarine, his buddy, I think it might be Pausanias, because they all have like Greek names for some reason. He gets the silver arm of the Necron, like whatever you call that metal. Shard of the Void Dragon, another Satan, 7/7, flying, 4/7. Whenever Shard of the Void Dragon attacks, each opponent sacrifices a permanent. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from play or is put into exile from the battlefield, put 2/1/1 counters on them. Pretty good. Scorpek Lord. Menace. Other artifact creatures you control get +1 and have Menace on Earth 2. He's pretty good. More of those sword and dudes. Sword and dudes. Technomancer. He's Manson the Techno. When Technomancer enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards, then return any number of artifact creature cards with total value of 6 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty good, especially when they're all artifacts. Pretty good. Their name is Death. Destroy all non-artifact creatures. When the Silent King saw what had been done, he knew at last the true nature of the Satan and the doom they had wrought in his name. The Book of the Mournful Night. I've had a few mournful nights lately. Their number is Legion. 4 black X. Create X, tap, Necron, warrior, artifact creature tokens, then gain life equal to the number of artifacts you control. Exile this card. You may cast this card from your graveyard. That's insane. Tombblade. Flying. Whenever Tombblade deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creatures they control unless they sacrifice a creature. Trazon the Infinite. You don't fuck around with the Infinite. Who knows what that's from, y'all? Death Touch. Prismatic Gallery. As long as Trazon the Infinite is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all artifact cards in your graveyard. That's pretty nuts. You don't fuck around with the Infinite. That's for damn sure. Triac Stalker. It's got a targeting relay. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose an opponent. Creatures attacking the last chosen opponent have menace 4/5 for 5 mana. Triarch Stalker. Art's pretty cool. He's like that spider-y thing. The War in Heaven. You may draw 3 cards and you lose 3 life. Mill 3 cards. Choose up to 3 target creature cards with total mana value 8 or less from your graveyard. Return each of them to the battlefield with a Necrodermis counter on it. They're artifacts in addition to other types. Interesting. Oh, Scarab Swarm, y'all. Artifact creature insects. That art is dope. Imperial Godsman, we are pecking your head apart. 1/1 flying, feeder mandibles. When Canotep Scarab Swarms enter the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. For each artifact or land card exiled this way, create a 1/1 colorless insect artifact token with flying. That's pretty dope. I like that. Canotep Spider. Flying. Whenever another non-token artifact or vehicle enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Pretty dope. That'd be good for an Urza deck, dude. Just like straight up. Canotech Tomb Sentinel. 4/3 vigilance for 4 exile cannon. When he enters the battlefield from a graveyard, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent. You can unearth him for 7. Seems pricey. Canoptech Wraith. Wraith form. He can't be blocked. 2/1 for 3. Transdimensional Scout. I like that name. When he deals combat damage to a player, you can play 3 mana and sacrifice it. If you do, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Convergence of Dominion. Dynastic Command Node. As long as you control your commander, activated abilities of your cards in your graveyard cost 2 less to activate. All that unearth shit. That's crazy. 3, tap to mill 3 cards. Pretty good. Card seems thick compared to the other ones for some reason. Strange. Yeah. Feels almost twice as thick, but there's nothing attached to it. Crypto Thrall. Protecta. Other artifact creatures you control have hexproof. 4 for 3/3. Pretty basic. Ghost Ark. Dude, these ships, these Ark ships with like all the Necrons hanging in them. I don't know. Like, I guess in principle they're kind of cool, but like, I don't know. There's something about them that I just think is super lame, dude. Ghost Ark. Flying. Repair Barge. When it becomes crewed, each artifact creature card in your graveyard gains unearth 3, crew 2. So you can bring you can bring anybody back with that thing, because everything's basically an artifact creature. The Monolith. Flying indestructible. Eternity Gaze. When the Monolith attacks, mill 3 cards. For each creature card milled, create a Necron token. 7, 4 to crew. Pretty nutty. Indestructible, the Monolith is. Resurrection Orb. Equipped creature has lifelink. When equipped creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty cool. In the fluff, the Resurrection Orb works for all your Necrons, though. Scepter of Eternal Glory. Add 1 mana of any color. Add 3 mana of any one color. Activate only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name, which would be Swamp, Swamp, and Swamp. Tomb Fortress. Enters the battlefield tapped. Add black. 5 mana. Holy crap. Exile Tomb Fortress. Mill 4 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield as a sorcery. Beacon of Unrest. Put target artifact or creature card from a graveyard under the battlefield under your control. Shuffle Beacon of Unrest. I mean, that's pretty good because you can steal somebody else's shit. Live and Death. Each player exiles all creature cards from the graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures they control, and puts all cards exiled this way onto the battlefield. All right, that's friggin' nuts. Mutilate. All creatures get -1 for each swamp you control. We know what that one does. The Caged Sun. As Caged Sun enters the battlefield, choose a color. Let's choose black, because it's the only color in this deck. Creatures you control the chosen color get +1/+1. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add 1 or more mana of the chosen color, add 1 additional mana. Pretty nutty. Caged Sun in it. Endless Atlas. Oh, I dig that artwork, dude. Space maps. I'm a fan of space maps. 2 and tap. Draw a card. Activate only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. Gilded Lotus. That's right. They put a lotus in this deck. Tap to add 3 mana of any color, which is kind of weird. I mean, I don't know. I'm scratching my arm, y'all. Sorry, everything's bobbing up and down. These videos are shit, but I like making them. So you should like watching them. Just kidding. I don't care if anybody watches. The Gilded Lotus. Yeah, I don't know. 3 mana of any one color. It's a monocolor deck. Do you really need that? I don't know. I think they put it in there for name alone. And be like, there's a lotus in there. Mystic Forge. You look at the top card of your library anytime. You can cast artifact spells and color spells from the top of your library. Pay 1 life. Exile the top card of your library. Good way to burn through your deck, y'all. Sculpt and Steel. You can have Sculpt and Steel enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. That's a reprint. Pretty good one. Necron Swamp. Lasers coming through your swamps. See, they should have a tree. One of these hitting a tree and have the tree, like, getting flayed away partically. These swamps are pretty cool, though. Dig it. Dig it. So those are our 3 swamps. Laser Swamp, Burning Swamp, and Flying Swamp. Okay. Going to be a lot of swamps in this land since it's a monocolor. There's a lot more basic lands, obviously. Probably close to 30 of them. 33. I don't know. Here's the cardboard version of... Let's pronounce his name a different way. Zarek, the Silent King. Pretty cool looking. I don't know. Then these are our tokens, y'all. Necron Warrior. Pretty cool. Are they all Necron Warriors? Should be some insect tokens. Yeah, there we go. Look at that guy. Scarab. Yeah, a bunch of insects, bunch of scarabs. Pretty cool. All right, y'all. So that is the last of the 40k commander decks. The Necron Dynasties, all black one. So I hope you enjoyed it. I have some new videos coming out soon. They're actually done already. I just got to post them. I wanted to finish these 4. So remember, y'all, these decks, pretty cool. DB likes all 4 of them, but I'm not really sure how I feel about mixing them with regular Magic cards. Because I like my aesthetic. That's kind of like why I don't like any new Capenna cards or anything like that. Not even a Neon Dynasty fan for the most part. I think within themselves, sets like that are fine, but when you mix them with the wider Magic world, I just don't want Chandra fighting the Silent King or like Garruk summoning boars to fight these dudes. It kind of like just, it's a step too far for old DB. So yeah. But I hope you enjoyed it. I really like this product, though. I will say that. All 4 of these decks are awesome. I'm obviously the target market, I guess, but I don't know. I think they're awesome and really well done. So yeah, everybody, be good to one another. Do what you feel.